right, traders, ended up having a great day scalping puts and calls on the SPY. I'm going to be recapping trades, going over price action, going over patterns, going over trading strategies, and showing you how you can profit trading options on the SPY. Within this video, I'm also going to be preparing you to trade the best setups at the best prices. I'm going to give you my newly updated price action analysis on SPY heading into the rest of this week. Make sure you are subscribed for the updates. Let's get straight into the lesson. So first things first, we're going to start off with the new update on the SPY. So in terms of the SPY, it had a very nice sell-off into the close. This was a crazy move. It topped out at like $367. If you were to go with put options that expired the same day, basically 2 points out of the money towards the peak here, 365 strike, those went from 8 cents to $1.30 if you were to just hold those for about 7 minutes. It's absolutely insane what those put options ended up doing. As you could see in future hours trading session, we are ripping back up to that key level. We are ripping back up to that key level right here. So it's going to be interesting to see how we react towards this level and towards the previous closing price. Now, based off of patterns, based off of trends and things that I want to bring awareness to in terms of the daily chart, this is now our second day where we bottomed out at this 363 level. 52-week closer at 362. There was a gap to fill at 366. It's trying to stay glued near that 366 level. So just wanted to bring awareness to that. Now, in terms of the daily chart, you can see you got a nasty bearish wick towards the top here. So that's one thing to keep in mind. But it's going to be interesting to see how we react. I've seen situations where SPY bottoms at the micro in a situation like this, and I've also seen situations where it overall tops for the micro. I don't think it's going to get crushed and flushed right away, but I have to see how it reacts at my key make it or break it levels, right? So in terms of things that I want to bring awareness to, I have been seeing a pattern in terms of recent history where when SPY sits at a level for about 2 days, usually on the third day is that make it or break it day, but overall it goes up a little bit first. So like for example, it's sitting for 2 days right here, and then it goes up a little bit. It's sitting for 2 days right here, then it goes up a little bit. It's sitting 2 days, then it goes up a little bit. So this is very similar right here to this in a sense. Now it does look a lot more bearish now than it did over here. Right here it looks more bullish with this nice trend reversal candlestick at 2 days of consolidation. You can see right here it's just kind of sitting for 2 days, then it starts to spike. But in this situation, this is where it gets a little interesting, and this looks fairly similar. It's sitting for 2 days, and you could see this candlestick looks similar to this candlestick, and then this candlestick is literally identical to this candlestick. And then the next day it gaps down, it goes back up to fill the gap, and then once it fills the gap, it's a continued sell-off. And there is a gap to fill above at 374, right? So that's things I want to bring awareness to as well. So another recent thing that I want to bring awareness to in terms of price action analysis, what did the SPY do? The SPY sold off very, very nicely towards the lows right before the market closed. So how has the SPY been reacting when it's been doing that recently? Well, I'll show you some examples. You could see right here, it's sold off into the close, and then it went up during extended hours trading session, and then it dropped right back down, right? So that's one example. Let me go a little bit further back to show you other examples of what has been happening, right? Because the most part, it's kind of like the same thing. So SPY sells off into the close, and then it pumps during extended hours, and the high of that move in extended hours was a great level to scalp puts, not only this time, but that other time I just showed you as well. So I do want to bring some awareness to that. We are currently pumping during extended hours, and based off of what I'm potentially seeing, the pre-market high, whether it's going to be the pre-market high or the after hours highs, the overall highs during extended hours could be an opportunity if you see SPY sell off to buy puts at the retest tomorrow. So that's going to be one thing that I'm keeping an eye on, right? So now let's go over the key make it or break it levels, right? So in terms of your key make it or break it levels, the best level possible for put options as of now is going to be $374.22. That will be the best level possible. Now, here's some other key levels that I do want to be mentioning. We're going to have a gap to fill below tomorrow. If SPY maintains this move up, we're going to have a gap to fill tomorrow at $364.31. we have very heavy support for the micro at $363, right? So the gap is very, very close to this key make it or break it support level where SPY has bottomed out for 2 days. So I'm going to keep an eye on see how it reacts towards that dip buying zone. Obviously, if SPY goes under 363, then it's going to really try to get hit hard. But I'm going to see how it reacts towards the gap fill level and towards the support zone. It could go a little bit lower, but overall it's going to try to pump towards that level. We got to see if it can form a floor towards that support. That's going to be your make it or break it level. I don't look to play puts at poor levels. So, if SPY goes green to red and it goes under 364, I'm not going to be playing puts because that's the key breakdown. That's the bottom of the channel. That's the support level. Yes, channels do break down and they do break out, but I'm not really interested. There's rare exceptions, but for the most part, and where my profit and best strategies are, I'm not interested in poor entries. I'm not interested in playing breakdowns or breakouts, right? So I'm not looking to play puts at the breakdown, and I'm not looking to play calls at the breakout. I'm looking to play reversals and following the trend at the best levels possible in terms of puts at resistance and calls at support, right? That's what it is that I'm looking to do, right? Kind of stay in the channel. So just wanted to bring awareness to that for the most part. And in terms of key levels heading into tomorrow, so like I said, I'm going to be paying attention to extended hours. I believe if this maintains and we can get a pullback, it should be an opportunity to play puts on a double top. So wherever the top's going to be, whether it's higher in after hours or if it's going to be higher in pre-market, wherever that top is tomorrow, and if we sell off, if we have a nice little drop, I will look to scalp puts at the double top, wherever that price is going to be, right? So you can write that down, right? So basically something like this. See how it has this sharp move up and then it drops and then it pumps back up towards those highs and then buy puts on the double top, wait for confirmation. So what's confirmation? Your resistance is here. It breaks out, no confirmation. This is a little trend reversal candlestick. These are lower highs. It's starting to drop. This is your confirmation, right? So that's my main trade idea heading into tomorrow. I want to bring awareness to that, right? Now other key levels that I want you to pay attention to. So that's going to be my main key level. Wherever the highs are, right? Whether it's going to after hours or pre-market, wherever the highs are, and then it drops, that's going to be my key level to scalp a put. Now, other things that I do want to bring awareness to. $368, that's kind of make it or break, but I'm more interested in this extended hours level top for pre-market and after hours in terms of what I'm talking about now. That's my main level. There's a lot of resistance towards this 370, so that's going to be a key make it or break it level, but that's my main game plan in terms of this video, and that's mainly what I'm interested in doing. So in terms of calls, I like to see how we react at this 363 to 364 gap. I do believe if we do manage to go under $363, I think we'll start to pump back up a little bit for the micro. So basically, if it drops under 363, I think the 363 calls, which would be out of money, would quickly become in the money. I can see that happening. I want to see how we react to the gap. And then, for puts, like I said, I'm looking for an extended hours top. So whether it's going to be higher in the pre-market tomorrow or whether it just drops from here, I will know the best level during extended hours trading session for puts heading into pre-market tomorrow. And then I wait for a drop, and then when it retest, I wait for confirmation. So wait for the backside of the move. Once it has a little drop, forms lower highs, look to play the puts into the lower highs, right? Don't try to get in at the exact top. Unless you see a very bearish candlestick at key resistance, then you could try to take in a starting position, but it's best to wait for the backside of the move. So like this is an example of the backside of the move. So, basically something like this where there's resistance, SPY drops, it retests the resistance. Doesn't matter if it really breaks out. I've got to see how it reacts. So it starts to top out, and then it's forming lower highs. The lower highs right here, the high of these are at the previous support right here, which is bearish. So that means the backside of the move is starting to confirm itself. And this is further confirmation. Your previous support right here is reacting as resistance, new lower highs. Then it continues to sell off as that's happening. Your support right here is now resistance. It continues to drop, right? The trend flips and the trend changes once that previous support is starting to react as actual support and breaking out, right? Now, in terms of scalping, I just look to get out very, very quickly. So in terms of puts, I'm buying into rips for the most part, and I'm adding into the backside confirmation on green candles, basically towards the highs of these previous support reacting as resistance into these green candles, right? And I'm selling into the dips very, very quickly into the dips, into the red candles. And then for calls, buying into the dips and then selling into the rips, right? Not waiting for it to have that reversal in terms of my exits, just getting out of selling and scaling out of calls into rips. And then in terms of puts, into dips when exiting, right? So that's my overall analysis. That's my overall thesis for the SPY. Those are my current key make it or break it levels. That is my current game plan. These are the things that I wanted to address and bring awareness to. Now, we're going to be discussing patterns, trend recognition, price action. This is kind of like recapping day, recapping strategies, opening your eyes to how you can profit off of these strategies. So I made, for the most part, all my trades were based off of the 30-minute candles today, right? And I was seeing some very similar patterns, some trend recognition, comparing Friday to Thursday. I was seeing a lot of similarities. So let me kind of point this out here for you guys, right? So kind of recap some of the moves that I made today and just recap some patterns and strategies that you could have taken advantage of with this whole history tends to repeat itself, right? So let's see what it is that I was looking at. So, I mean, one of the main moves that I was seeing, and this was one of the best trades in terms of puts that I made today. Big shout out to Gecko within the chat. He posted a very clear chart where it was very easy to see. It was this move right here. We had this double red on the 30-minute and then green, red. So he basically showed this very, very clear picture of what is likely to happen, right? Because we just had this very nice red candle. We just had this very nice red candle. And he was basically pointing out, he drew basically, two arrows on the SPY. Basically drew two arrows pointing out these green candles. And he was basically saying, once this green candle forms, it follows up with a red. Once this green candle forms, it follows up with a red. So based off of this pattern I was seeing right here, once this 30-minute candle closed at 12:30 p.m., I was looking at the chart, I was looking at the pattern, I said, okay, well, what recently happened when SPY went lower than this 30-minute candle, and then it forms this green 30-minute candle, what happened the next 30 minutes? It sold off hard, and you could see the same thing happen. SPY went lower on this 30-minute candle, it closed green like this. SPY went lower than this 30-minute candle, it closed green like this, and then what happened next 30 minutes? Nice sell-off, nice sell-off. I played puts literally at the opening of this new 30-minute candle, and I banked on those puts at 1 p.m. That was the best trade in terms of puts that I ended up making today. I made a lot of trades. The win rate was slightly above 70%, I believe. My average win rate is slightly above 70%, and it was a fairly good green day. So I wanted to point that out in terms of trend and pattern recognition, how you can capitalize off of these 30-minute candles, confirming them for the most part once the new next 30-minute candle opens up, right? Now let me see this pattern that I was looking at as well. So we have this red, green, double red, green, double red move, right? And you could just see for the most part, that pattern was really starting to repeat itself. You have this double red move, you have this double red move, it follows up with a green candle, it follows up with a green candle, the next candle is red, the next candle is red, and then it follows up with a green candle, then it follows up with a green candle, and then boom, it sells off. So seeing that as well, along with the pattern, basically seeing that Friday comparison, right? Along with what Gecko showed me with the more micro 30-minute, that was the main reason why I decided to play puts at the opening of this 30-minute candle. So those were the two patterns, those were the two trends. Now, I want to bring a lot of awareness to. So in terms of trading the SPY, guys, the best trades to be made are later in the day. I'm telling you, if you just wait, I'm really trying to figure out the overall best time frame. I would say ideally past like 11 a.m., right past there. You want to give the 30-minute chart some time to develop. So you want to give the 30-minute chart some time to develop. You want to give it some time to see how the price action is, whether it's choppy, more of a overall trend day or volatile day, a more choppy sideways chop day. I don't think tomorrow's going to be super crazy. I think it's going to be more of like a choppy channel day. That's what I'm thinking. I don't think it's going to be some sort of insane day tomorrow. I think it's going to be more choppy channel day. But it's best to just wait. I'm genuinely starting to just not even trade at the open. Like, just know if I'm trading at the open, it's like super risky. It's very volatile. It's not the best thing to be doing because the trend hasn't been developed. It's more random. It's more guessing game. And it doesn't feel that comfortable. And it's just not the most confident and best thing to do, in my opinion. I think it's better to wait for things to develop where it's a lot more easier and simpler to trade, because fighting random volatility and fighting random trends and fighting the unknown is how you lose a lot very, very quickly. So just know if I do ever trade the open, I mean, there's rare sessions, but if I do trade it from now on, just know I'm sizing in less. And I'm not going with same day expirations. I'm doing most likely like a 2-day expiration to kind of limit the volatility in a sense. Just understand that's what it is I'm doing if I'm doing it. And it's super risky and I don't recommend it, right? I'm getting to the point based off of what I've recently learned with the 30-minute candle and what I'm seeing in terms of predictability and the easiest way to be trading this. I'm getting to the point where I don't even want to wake up in the morning anymore. I would rather just like start trading, start showing interest towards 11 a.m. That's really what I would prefer to be doing. And that's kind of the point that it is that I'm getting to, a more quality over quantity type of approach. So I want to bring a lot of awareness to that, because I'm telling you, like, if you were to use these 30-minute candlesticks and wait for this trend to develop, you would have started to realize that SPY began doing the same exact pattern that it did on Friday. It was literally the same exact pattern. Like, guys, if you use my last video, showing you what I was showing you with 30-minute candles on my last video, you should have caught on, that this pattern was repeating itself. So just know a lot of these trades that I've been making are based off of, history repeating itself in 30-minute candles, right? I just want to do like a quick side-by-side comparison to really, hit home on like what it is that I really saw with that put trade. And the overall trend was bearish. So, look to buy puts at previous support, reacts as a resistance level. So that's another reason why as well. But, just to compare, let's just do a quick comparison right here. So the double red, green, double red. Okay, so right here, this is Friday. So this is Friday, and what we're looking at is right here. I'm going to draw an oval. This is where we're going to be starting at. Let me just move this real quick for you. Let's see. Okay, so I'm just going to draw a quick oval. So it starts right here. This is what I'm looking at, and I'm comparing it today, right? And you'll start to see a pattern and a trend develop. Now, it takes time to catch on and see the trend develop. But once you start to see it developing, as history's repeating itself, that's where you get confident that it's going to keep repeating itself. And then once it stops repeating itself, you cut your loss, and then you move on, you wait for a next trade, right? So you have this green candle, follows up with a double red for the next hour, follows up with a double red for the next hour. Look at the candlesticks. See how it kind of pumps a little bit and closes. See how it pumps a little bit and closes. And then look at the next one. It closes weak at the lows. And then look at the next one. It closes weak at the lows. And then look at the next one. It goes a little bit lower, closes strong at the highs. It goes a little bit lower, closes strong at the highs. Then it follows up with a red candle. It follows up with a red candle, follows up with a green candle, follows up with a green candle. And then it follows up with 2 red candles. And then it follows up with 2 red candles. You see that, man? That's insane. So if you were to have that pattern recognition of, wow, this trend, this pattern is really beginning to look like Friday, let me begin to take advantage of what I'm seeing as I'm seeing in real time that history is repeating itself, right? And I did end up playing calls. I ended up playing calls towards here, and I made 20% on those calls. And the reason why I played calls towards right here, towards the overall lows, literally at the low, towards the lows, was because I saw that pattern where once the SPY has these 2 red candles, it has a reversal. So I did end up taking advantage of calls in that particular situation. So those are the things that I wanted to bring awareness to. Overall, it was a great trading day. I want to give a big shout out to the members within Traders Society, man. We got people who are absolutely crushing it every single day. Big shout out to Lee. Portfolio's up 7% today. Big shout out to Blue Chip Mindset, man. He's been crushing it. Big shout out to him. 4% on the day. Very, very nice. Very nicely done, Philip. Big shout out to Ricky, man. Absolutely crushing it. 4K on the day, man. This is absolutely insane, man. And that was by 11 a.m. He was still crushing it, man. He had a very nice trade on calls towards the low of today's candle here. Towards what is it? This candle right here, playing calls right around here is a very nice trade. So yeah, that's my overall thoughts. That's my overall analysis. In terms of the stock play, like I said, Sava puts at the gap fill level. So if we can fill the gap and reject it, I'm going to be looking to play puts. I have my price alert set. So the gap is at $51.06. Once Sava stock can fill the gap at 51.06 and form resistance, whenever that happens, that's where I'm going to be looking to play puts on Sava stocks if it rejects with, a mental stop towards 51.50 to 52. Those are my overall thoughts. Those are my overall analysis. My number one focus is mastering and trading the SPY. It is extremely predictable if you wait further into the day and trade based off of the 30-minute candlesticks along with the overall trend, right? So, the 30-minute chart and the trend gave it all away. It was on a bearish trend, and compared to Friday, history was showing it was going lower, and previous support reacted as a resistance, hence why I decided to play puts when it ripped back to this 300, this key 360, 365, 60s. So, yeah, excuse me, 360, 365, 60s. That's why I decided to play puts there. Previous support reacted as a resistance, same trend as Friday. And the 30-minute candle gave it all away. So, yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching this lesson. If you do want to be a part of Trader Society, it's going to be the first link down below in the description. Everything is explained on that first link on that page. Watch the video, read all the information. Everything is explained in terms of what is included with Trader Society. If you're looking to master the SPY, if you're looking to learn how to trade options both ways, calls and puts, if you're looking to learn how to scalp, where you get in and out and compound your account and grow it exponentially over time without big drawbacks, right? I'm going to show you how you can do that with options, proper position sizing, and risk management. I'm also going to teach you psychology and the mindset to trading. I'm going to show you all the unique price action gap trading strategies that I've created and how to master trading the SPY. That's what this group is really dedicating itself to, is mastering the SPY, because this is where all the opportunity is. And every single day, there's opportunity with the SPY. And we're going to be breaking down the key levels, and we're going to be breaking down exactly when to be buying the puts at resistance and when to be buying the calls at support. So, yeah, if you want to be a part of Trader Society, you get access to the Discord, to the live trading sessions that we do, to the real-time trade alerts, to the daily stock analysis watch list, to the video lesson library, to live streams. If you want access to all that, it is a one-time fee and it is lifetime access. It's the best deal possible. So I'm going to leave the link down below in the first description for those of you who are serious and stay to the end of these videos. That's where I like to mention Trader Society, because I know the people who are, investing into their education, those are the ones that deserve to know about it. And those are the ones, who should be joining the program, right? That's why I really don't like to mention anything about a link or anything like that in the beginning of the videos. I'm looking for serious people who stay to the end of these videos. So, yeah, if you are looking to invest into yourself, the opportunities there. I will see you guys tomorrow into the morning.